Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Let's get right to it. 9:04. Happy Friday. Thank God it is, you know. I don't know about you, but I am just I'm ready to coast into the weekend. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, anywhere you get this show. Thanks for tuning in with me. We got a great show for all of you guys today. Going to be talking to friend of the show, Rusty Wheat, in a couple of seconds, talking trash. Denise Sparks joins us, and we're going to have a good old time in the studio at 10:10. Lauren Wilson, candidate for circuit clerk, joins us for the city of Alton. She's currently the deputy. She'll fill us in on her background and her platform and why and what she's looking to do if elected on April the 1st. At 10:35, we're talking to St. Ambrose and getting all the details of the open house. But here's what you need to know at 9:04. Jersey County Treasurer Katie Abbey, currently under investigation for alleged misappropriation of public funds. Here's what we know on this. The investigation began in late summer 2024. After the Jersey County Sheriff received allegations of misconduct that prompted the involvement of an outside law enforcement agency and forensic examiner. Jersey County Board Chairman Gary Kruger confirmed that public funds appear to be missing, but a final tally is still pending. Abbey has been absent from office since October of 2024 following a personal leave. The county is navigating the situation cautiously to avoid legal complications while ensuring transparency with the public. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge on this. A police chase in Madison County concluded without incident on January 23rd yesterday. East Alton Police Chief Scott Golick reported that the pursuit involved multiple law enforcement jurisdictions and it ended at Boochta Road, where traffic was temporarily halted. The chase was traffic-related, and the vehicle involved had previously been in a crash, displaying damage that was not new. As of 4:17 p.m. that evening, Boochta Road was closed as authorities continued their investigation, but the chief assured that more information would be released as the situation develops. The suspect currently in custody. Attorney General Kwame Raoul has issued updated guidance to clarify the responsibilities of Illinois law enforcement regarding federal immigration laws. The guidance emphasizes the Illinois Trust Act and the Voices Act. The updated guidance also outlines the legal obligations under the Trust and Voices Act, ensuring public safety and encouraging cooperation from crime victims without fear of deportation. That full write-up available on the Associated Press side of things on RiverBender.com. Christine Young is organizing a fundraiser to assist Bill Decker, who is facing overwhelming challenges following the recent passing of his wife Cynthia. Known for her psychic abilities, Cynthia battled a debilitating neurological disorder that ultimately confined her to a wheelchair. The fundraiser is aiming to help Bill with immediate expenses and support him in coping with the loss of their business, which relied on Cynthia's gifts. Cynthia's passing left a profound impact on her, and she touched many lives in her work. Supporters are encouraged to donate to honor Cynthia's legacy of love and healing. That full story available on RiverBender.com. Community members are invited to the inaugural Block Party for Good of 2025, the first one of the year, taking place today, Friday, January the 24th, from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at what is now called the Social Square, adjacent to the Morningstar Baptist Church. Attendees can receive free groceries, a hot meal, and health screenings. John Michael, president of Food is Love, emphasized that the event fosters community connection and hope, aiming to provide access to nutritious food and support. The monthly initiative, supported by local organizations, seeks to surpass last year's success of over 1,000 meals served and 2,000 families helped. Volunteers and donors make this event possible. Finally, in the news today, the National Museum of Transportation in St. Louis suffered significant vandalism just a few weeks ago, resulting in an estimated $20,000 in damage to two historic trolley artifacts, graffiti found on the trolleys, which are vital for the museum's operation. Executive Director Terry McErkin expressed heartbreak over the act, highlighting the hard work of volunteers in restoring these priceless pieces. The museum is working with local police to investigate having captured footage of the incident. They are also seeking community donations to aid in restoration efforts and encourage anyone with information to come forward. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend at 9:09 this morning. It's 7 degrees. It's cold. It's kind of just a miserable Friday, but there's hope. Saturday looks warm. We'll get to Saturday here in a second, but let's take a look at what's happening now. Currently in downtown Alton at 9:10, it's 11 degrees. My computer's slow up there. It feels like 16 today, chilly with clouds and sun, and tonight mostly cloudy, humidity at 84%, and the air quality today is moderate. Temperatures reach 30 degrees today, drop down to 24 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a high of 44, a low of 23 degrees, and on Sunday, a high of 35. A low of 20, but on Monday and Tuesday, temperatures at 50 degrees almost, both days, sunny skies, no clouds in them, and lows in the low 30s, both Monday and Tuesday. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, my friends. It is 9:10. It's 11 degrees. It feels like 16 today. Stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather, or you can just text RB to 618-202-4618 to sign up for the breaking weather alerts that always seem to come up this time of year with the winter weather advisories and the freeze alerts. And then in the summertime with thunderstorms and those dangerous storms, we keep you informed and updated a step ahead of everybody else. You can text RB to 618-202-4618 for more information today, or just call the landmark phone number 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. All right. Why don't we do this? Before we take a look at downtown Alton, let me fill you in on my friends at Village Dispensary. You know, there is nothing that's kind of just worse than a stressful week, and I'm feeling it right now, and to be quite honest with you, I'm ready to go home. You know what would make my day better? Village Dispensary. All I'd need to do is go into Village Dispensary, take a gummy. My day would be 10 times better, and yours would too. You know, at Village Dispensary, it's all about informing their consumer base, and that's why I think it's so great to utilize them. It's not about them just being a dispensary and you know, the tongue-in-cheek jokes that come with my live reads. It's the fact that they provide you some of the best product around, and their deals offset any of those taxes that you hear about. You can walk out of there with a bundle of stuff for less than $50, and I'm telling you what, that beats the street if you know what I mean. VillageDispo.com has the inventory that'll make Cheech and Chong blush. What I think's even better is every day's a special day with their daily deals, like today, 30% off eighths at Village Dispensary because it's Flower Friday. You can also go in there, get a pre-roll for under $10, and you can get some edibles for $5. So what are you doing? Make your day better. Elevate your day, if you will, by going to villagedispensary.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more Daily Show on this Friday morning. But first, downtown Alton.
have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Baird Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Baird Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Baird Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor, Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget. His economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell him.
So let's leave it alone, 'cause we can't see eye to eye. There ain't no good guy.
Well, we're going to open up a can. I will bring up the topics today.
We just disagree.
Well, welcome back. And you guys are in for a treat, I think, this Friday. You know, I was kind of fired up today, but I think I'm the mild one in the room.
Hey, wait a minute, before we start talking trash.
Yeah, hold on. There's more.
Before we start talking trash, we got to have the proper uniforms on.
Yeah, Denise! Woohoo! Look at that!
That's awesome, man. Thank you.
Rusty Week came through.
That is awesome. And somebody's using purple bags.
Hey,
you texted me that, and I didn't know what you were making. You found purple trash.
Yeah,
Great.
all right, we'll just start. I have 2 topics to talk about.
Hold on. Here, I got to show Denise.
Put your hat on.
Oh, I got my talking trash here, shirt, sweatshirt,
Well, don't forget your hat.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Sparks Junk Gang right here. I'm ready to work.
I'll get you a beanie too, man.
I'm
if you
ready.
Want.
Well,
All right.
I got to be careful with the hair, though. You know,
Yeah,
that's why I had to only show the sweatshirt
today.
today.
You got any of that gel I can borrow?
So, How's life treating both of us today?
Hey, we're doing good. She's
We
my
always
buddy.
we always got something to say.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Listen, I was talking about you the other day, how we met over a Taco Bell bag.
Yeah.
And we've become the greatest friends. I admire this man because of his ethics in cleaning up our communities and our roadways. And I want to partner with this guy, and I'm going to bend his ear after this to find out how him and I can...
Well, that's pretty flattering. It just
This
comes
is
from
great. Wow.
It just comes from a sense of taking pride in your neighborhood. You do what I appreciate, so consequently, we work pretty good together.
So for the folks that don't know, this kind of whole thing started once with the Taco Bell wrapper, like you just said.
Yes.
So let's kind of just refresh people's minds on how this kind of came to be.
I found some Taco Bell papers on the side of the road.
And I got a voicemail.
I looked up and I saw her trash truck go down the road, so I assumed it was hers. And so I called her, and she did some investigation to find out what load it was and when they delivered, and it was not her. So I called the Taco Bell restaurant and found out it was from the big box, the big box.
Big blue.
So
Yeah,
they're
the
in
big
trouble.
blue.
They're in trouble on a couple of fronts right now. Just on my, so we're trying to because they can't come. I'm trying to get my alley repaved or my street fixed, but there's some issues with the zoning and the where can things go, and there's a trash route there. But my thought is, if it's a trash route, it's a street anyway because public vehicles are on it. So I think there's a little bit of leeway there. Anyway, that's not important.
Well,
Here's the important
getting
part.
back to the story.
Okay.
What I wanted to finish is that she called me back and told me this, and since then I found out that I never pick up any trash from Sparks trucks. Never. I pick them up from MBI and Republic and a few others all the time. But there's a few good ones. Flowers seems to be pretty decent, but nothing like Sparks. Is it?
Yeah, they Republic bought them out first.
I don't know. I didn't know.
Bought them
but
first.
I never have any issues with Denise's trucks, and so that just convinced me, regardless of whatever the price range was, I had no idea. My wife takes care of that. I was switching over to her company and doing business with them.
I just wanted to point out, though, the problem is the city has called these people to have a meeting to see what the best way would be for us to reroute this route, or what we can do for this, what we could do to make it efficient, and they won't answer the phone, and it's been 4 months. And I'm just, if they aren't going to answer the city's phone calls, they aren't going to answer yours.
May I? If you call Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling at 618-433-1128 for weekly trash, you're going to get
Sparks.
A live person in the office, 2 live persons, no virtual assistants, and you're going to get the person that is in your community.
I love it.
Not another state.
And that leads me to why I'm boycotting the Madison County's materials, because there is no hotline. If you see a trash spill right now, you can't call the landfill. You call the landfill or trying to report it, you'll get a recorded line. They'll ask you about adding your service, including other things. There's nothing about coming out and picking up the trash. There is no number that exists. So I've asked Madison County zoning several times for that number, and they're reluctant to give it to me, and I understand that. It's not their number to begin, but that the landfill should have a number available, a hotline available, so people see trash that they get call themselves. Right now, you have to call Madison County zoning and go through Chris DeCliff, and then he'll call the landfill. I don't want that. I want the landfill to feel my anger. I want them to know that this is my area. They're polluting. And I don't want to go through Chris DeCliff. And so I'm not going to use any more of his material. I'm buying my own damn bags. I'm going to pick up my trash when I want to. And I'm not going to have to go through him. I'm not going to help him do his job. Simple as that. He's got his finger on the pulse because I call him and tell him. I want him to either come out and help me pick up trash or let me call the landfill myself.
I'm still waiting for an answer on an email from him from like 3 weeks ago.
Well, the bigger, just to kind of go into that a little bit more about the phone number, it shouldn't be the county's job to put a phone number on someone's website.
But they could force the landfill to do it.
They could. No, they easily could do that.
Absolutely. If they wanted to, they could call the landfill and say, hey, look, that number has to be on there tomorrow. Otherwise, we're going to have some issues. And it just simply hasn't happened.
How long does it take to get something like that?
I've been trying for 2 years.
Oh. Wow.
2 years been trying to get that number. Finally, Roxana Police Department gave me the number if I promise not to abuse it. And why, if I can have that, why can't the public have that? As long as it's not being abused.
For that reason, they don't want everybody calling.
Yeah, you can just make it a voice recorded line, a monitored recorded line. But the simple fact that you cannot call in and report a spill is wrong. It's just wrong.
Well, it is, and you could clean it up a lot quicker that way too, or maybe identify.
I'm a little passionate about it.
No,
I've done it so
get
many times where I call and I got to go, Chris to Cliff, can you please call the landfill and ask them to be nice? You know.
Can you define spill just for the what does a spill mean necessarily? Is it just trash flying off the truck? Is it like
could be anything like that?
Yeah, any kind of trash. This time of year, you see when there's snow on the ground, especially a lot of the drivers they get those trash bags and they hurl them up on top of the trucks and they're cold. They want to get back in. Oftentimes those bags go right over the top of the truck, or they stop on top of the truck, and when they drive down, they fall off the side of the road. You'll see trash bags on the side of the road all the time.
Most of the time, they're not tied. That's hence for my video.
Yeah, we'll talk
there's
about
a lot of those issues. The thing is that people should be able to. If you see a fire, you can call the fire department. If you see a crime, you can call the police department. If you see trash being spilt on the road, you can't call.
There's nobody.
There's no one to call.
Right.
You know.
Well, and the thing is, for the people that go, well, why don't you just pick it up? Well, you are. You're already doing that.
Fast as I can.
So, that argument, I get your point, though. I get the frustration, because why would you need to go through 3 channels just to call somebody and say, hey, go pick your damn trash up?
Yeah, so therefore, what I'm doing, I'm switching over. I have to pay more money, but I'm switching over to purple trash bags. So people can see what they are. They're purple trash bags. And when they ask me why I've got that color, because the damn county is not responsible enough to force the landfill to produce a hotline number. And until they do, I'm not going to use any of their materials.
Oh, someone called me a drug dealer for promoting Village Dispensary today. Oh my God!
Isn't marijuana legal now, though? Isn't it?
What happened to people just being kind and telling you what you do?
Oh my
right?
God! I would love to spend time with that woman. Oh my God! What an idiot! That's the problem with just people. It's just get off your darn high. I sound like a drug dealer. What? They contribute more to this community than half the businesses do in town. So how about that? Just get out of here calling me a drug dealer with that junk. Just tired of it. I never get mad, but who are you to call me a drug dealer? Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and exactly what is a drug dealer?
It's just absolutely ridiculous. You embarrassed yourself with that comment. Anyway, with that being said, I just don't take shots at me like that. Not when someone supports the community. With that being said, what are you going to do with these purple bags?
Just have IDOT pick them up.
Like trash.
No, I'm picking up the trash just like I normally do on my weekly route and my community service I do. It's just that I'm boycotting what the Madison County.
Have you gotten any pushback from having the signs out?
Yeah, I've got some good response from that. Actually, yeah. But what I'm trying to do is say, look, Madison County government, we're either in this together or we're not. What I mean? Make it available so that people can provide a hotline. I don't want, to infringe on your secret phone number. I want you to force the landfill to produce that number so everybody can call if they see a situation. It's just good it just makes sense.
Well, it does, and it makes a lot. It's just picking up trash.
I know it's inconvenient for the landfill to have it, but
well, it's their problem.
Yeah, they can monitor it.
How do you combat all this? Because you're doing the right things.
The thing that is infuriating me right now, besides the trash, is I want the people, my customers, to know they all complain about the service that they don't get from the big corporation. I've had 2 or 3 people this week say, hey, they haven't picked me up for a month. We pick up, we do what we're supposed to do. But they don't know I want people to know on the back end what I have to deal with as a small, locally owned female business. And I don't like to throw that in there, but I have to because my contract rates just went up tremendously.
I bet.
And I asked why, and since October, I can't get an answer, while my buddy over here in Alton only got a $5 raise. So why is when I'm spending thousands and thousands of dollars a year, why are my rates so high? This fuel surcharge, Yesterday, every day, every truck that sits on the scale, we pay a fee, okay? That fee should include fuel, EPA fee, whatever. But no, I'm being charged an 8.13% fuel surcharge based, not a flat fee, but based on the tonnage I bring in. So yesterday, my trash truck, we paid almost $40 in fuel to drive 5 minutes up the hill to dump. So not only is it costing me as a business owner to fuel my own trucks out of my own pocket, now I'm fueling their trucks, obviously.
Right.
And it's got to stop. There has to be some type of legislation for this. And trust me, I have so many haulers behind me on this because it's not fair.
Well, I'm not going to make accusations, but it sounds like a monopoly is what it's a complete monopoly. It's a mafia racket. I mean, how can you own the landfill and be the primary provider of I see, to me, there's just a major conflict of interest, because then you outprice your competition and say, now you're going to have to pay $40 to drive the 5 minutes up the road, and you're going to price everybody
on every truck,
but you're going to price out everybody else, because you know that small businesses after 4 years aren't going to be able to afford that without jacking their prices up and losing everything. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
That's exactly what's happening. They're trying to squeeze me. I know they're trying to squeeze me. And some of the other guys aren't even getting their contracts renewed because they're not bringing in enough tonnage.
Yeah, I think you just have to look at the amount of revenue that the landfill brings in and such, and they've clearly got a monopoly on certain things.
Yeah.
And you got to look at it. The county, I mean, they're the county's best customer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as bringing in cash.
$1.3 million every year.
Yeah, I think they get a little over $1 million. I know Roxana gets about 1.6. But it's just, that's hard to argue with, and I know that they can't make that revenue up, so they're going to accommodate the landfill as best they can. But there's ways that I mean, and from what you've shared with me, I think you're being discriminated against.
No,
you know, but that's not. I'm just
well,
an
I was
outsider.
told that
I don't get into
that was, you know.
Me too.
What are you going to do? So I'm writing all my congressmen and women, everybody in legislation, and I think that it's something, if you are passionate about something that is wrong, I've been fighting this for 2.5 years.
Right.
It's something I believe in.
Well, and too, I mean, nothing you said was defamatory at all. You didn't defame anybody. You aren't making baseless accusations. These are your lived experiences, and that's what, for the audience at home. Just because I can already tell that this is going to be an interesting day with the audience, just looking at some of the love I'm getting already. These are all your lived experiences. They aren't you just saying these things. These are things that you encounter.
It's expensive
each and every day.
Weekly trash is expensive.
Yeah.
So whenever that customer, if they're paying for one can, and every time I roll up to your house every week, you've got 5 or 6 bags on the ground, you're expecting me to take that for free, and I can't do that anymore. Yeah, you're going to be charged for those bags.
And there's some things that they really need to consider when you're doing business with Republic. You could take just a box of trash and dump it in one of their canisters. Their truck will come by and just dump that in their trucks. When they go down the road, evidently you're going to see some of that stuff fly out. You won't happen that with Denise, is because she won't pick it up unless it's bagged up. If you see a truck leaving SIU University, they're catastrophic for leaving papers everywhere because it's not bagged up. But she won't do that, and that's one of the things I appreciate. She could double her rates with me, and I'm still going to stick with her.
And there you go. You guys had a moment to stick around.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break here. You guys stay there. We'll stay here on RiverBender.com, and Roku, get over here. TV.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long.
Here. Did you guys see I was peddling that again?
You're dealing drugs again over there?
My God. Welcome back to our daily show on this Friday morning, the 24th day of January. Denise Sparks back in studio with Rusty Wheat. We are talking trash.
Trash talkers.
Hey, don't feel so bad. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story.
No, Rusty, no.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. Now, I pick up trash once a week, and anybody and everybody that comes by and honks at me and waves at me and supports me in any way, shape, or form.
We do.
You know, and Denise has been one of my sponsors of the week. I have many, many sponsors of the week because I pick up trash each week, and I'm always looking for an excuse to get my name out there so I can put a business out there or something, and it just draws more attention to the trash issue. And so by doing that, this week a woman reached out to me. A woman from South Roxana reached out to me, and I'll let some names be nameless. She reached out to me and asked if she could do some volunteer work with me. And I told her I work best alone, and that if she wanted to schedule something later on, I'd be more than happy to work in her town with her. She said that she heard that the mayor had not taken my phone calls, or I've called him several times and he did not return my call, which is very true. As you know me, I've been doing the Madison County Earth Day for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. I contact everybody from the ROTC to Denise.
Right.
And I ask them to show up. And for whatever reason, South Roxana has taken it upon himself not to show up. And it drives me crazy because we're picking up about 100 yards from their border. You know, I mean, one side of the road is Roxana, the other side is South Roxana. Roxana is there, South Roxana doesn't even reply. So that's up to them if they want to reply. So 2023 went by, no response. 2024 Earth Day come, and I did the same thing. I called the mayor's office, and typically when I call the mayor's office, they will dispatch me to the Public Works Department or send a memo out or something. I never got a call back from South Roxana, so I just assumed that they weren't interested in doing these types of things. The pumpkin recycling program came up. I met with every mayor in the area, talking to him about the importance of keeping products out of the landfill that can be used as a food resource. There again, I called the mayor's office.
Remind me to touch on that topic.
I will here in a second.
I called the mayor's office, and
That's a
I
good
thought
point.
for a second he may have been agitating me for whatever reason. But so I said, hey, can you please give me a call? This is like the 4th time I've called you. And, I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm just offering some ideas and some programs that they use in other communities. So they can take it or shake it, So,
right.
and along with that, I'm offering my services. I do about 20 hours of the community service work a week, volunteer. And I thought the good people of South Roxana should have an opportunity to get involved in that. And again, he never called. So I posted, getting back to my post on Facebook, I posted this woman, this cleanup's for you, and perhaps we can get together and do something at some point in time. My God, that created a shitstorm.
Oh no, I gotta bleep these. Right?
Everybody in that town,
I get yelled at for not arresting.
Everybody in that town that's friends with that mayor was contacting me, telling me what a great guy he is, and this woman's doing it for publicity stuff. I tried to tell them that she had nothing to do with this. This was my post. She volunteered to help me come in any area that I wanted to come. So for me to say that I was running a political thing for her is just wrong. It's just dead ass wrong. And I resented when people, I apologize for my language.
No, it's okay. I get emails sometimes.
Yeah,
so I had to hit the button every once.
That's your issue, it's not mine.
That's right.
Hey, I want to bring up a story.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Tell me how you met with all the mayors.
Oh, we already talked about that on this show. Is this the same email that I read?
I'm talking about his,
Oh, it went over very well.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. Not the one that you
Not
came
the one
on the
in
show
Alton.
and talked about.
Alton,
Yeah.
Alton,
we already talked about that. We already beat it into the
I don't want to
ground.
get into it too much. There's a difference of opinion there.
Yeah.
And,
Alton needs cleanup bad.
Oh my God! I just talked to the Alderwoman. I said the same thing. I can't walk.
It's
my
everywhere.
dog.
And listen, I've approached them at city council meeting before. You know what? You don't have to hire us, but why don't you put it out for bid instead of letting all this stuff, because Pack Up obviously cannot keep up.
Right.
Well, they probably don't have people because no cash bond. People are getting let out, so.
yeah, that Alton was a hot topic. And after the election, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded. I'm hot. I get hot and I get pissed real easy. But I'm open-minded once I calm down.
But it's something good for the people of South Roxana to know that you brought that up, because it's not a shot at anybody. I mean, you've come on this show and you have voiced, hey, if someone doesn't answer the phone, and it's been I think every mayor in this region has gotten at least, hey, they didn't answer my calls this time, or there's been some type of an issue that you've talked about on this show.
Yeah, and people don't understand my method. It's very simple. If I see an area that needs to be cleaned up, I will contact the city and say, hey, can you do it? Or I will go out and do it. And if they fail to get back with me, I will go out and do it. But I will take some pictures and I will let them know about it.
Right.
That's how you get stuff done.
Well, you hit it right on the head there, Rusty. And Denise, going back to you hit it on the head earlier, because, people get a little bit of, maybe upset sometimes by, your guys got to tie the bags and you got to do this, you got it, because they don't see on the back end all of the financial
They have no idea.
strength.
Driving down 143 now, they don't know. We can get $500 fines. Roxana is enforcing that.
And those are some of the things I wanted to talk to him about. I live right by it, and they're right down the road from the landfill. Why can't I talk to the mayor about Bill 4848 that was just passed? Why can't I talk to him about Earth Day that's happening 100 yards from his location? It's just ridiculous for him. And it is a tribute to these small towns like this. These people form their own impressions or whatever, and they decide they don't want to do business with you. And I'm not doing business. I'm offering my volunteer
Okay, well, I want
service.
to put some pressure on a bill that was passed by Senator Harris, which is the undercarriage wash. Number one, I cannot get an answer from the county or from anybody.
What's the bill?
The wash station.
The wash station.
Okay.
Yeah, they got to go through the wash station when they leave landfill.
Okay, so because it is on private property owned by the big corporation, who is going to enforce it? Is it going to be the big corporation's going to hire some man to stand there or woman to make sure nobody drives around it? Is it going to be Madison County? Is it going to be state police? Is it going to be Roxana? Who is going to police it? Why have a bill if you don't enforce it.
That's true too. That's actually a very logical point.
You're dragging all that crap out on the roadway. It's sickening. And I watch these trucks all the time.
I think my biggest disconnect with this whole thing is how the corporation can own a landfill. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand this. I get why it's is that way.
Clearly.
Well, I mean, I understand why it's the way it is. It's a structure of a business, but it brings so many conflicts of interest. I mean, to me, the land should never be owned by one person.
It's about money.
Yeah, it is. But it's just so. I just don't. I guess it's one of those things where it's just so. Like it's so different. It doesn't make sense. It's like, well, how can the people? That's like me owning the radio calling John and saying, I'm going to buy Riverbender now. I buy Riverbender. I call the Telegraph and I say, I'm going to buy the Telegraph, and I buy the Telegraph, and then I call Nick and I say, I'm going to buy that. He sells it, and I've owned all the media. Okay, well then all of a sudden I have 4 or 5 sponsors and start just closing doors, closing doors. What would the conflict of interest be if I don't like somebody and say, well, you aren't getting on local media here, go call St. Louis.
It's a monopoly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It is the same exact thing.
Yeah, and you understand a little more in private business, but when you're a county government.
That's my problem.
That's where I have a hard time with. They're like bending over backwards to accommodate these people. How much more trash are they going to let them pollute our roads?
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
and the thing is, though, it's like the old argument used to be, well, no one else is going to pick it up. Well, you are. There's people out there in Godfrey. There's one guy in Godfrey that I see on Stamper Lane every day.
He's out all the time
picking up trash left and right. There's a ton of folks that would do it if you let them.
And that's part of my aggravation, and going back to that South Rock Standard deal, because I talked to the Bethalto. They have a person in place there that's going to pick up their Earth Day activity and carry on. Wood River has that. That's all I was looking for. And who's going to be your person that's going to do an Earth Day event? If you do, I would like to give you some advertisement. So
I like these. Very, very high quality right here.
And you're going to see purple trash bags out just so to accommodate my buddy here. I ain't kidding you. And even when that protest is over, I'm going to continue using it just to let them know. You know, you stick it to the man. You know what I mean?
Man. Well, with that being said, you have some new customer specials for junk removal.
All the time.
All the time.
Absolutely.
So your first service, minimum $3.95, you're going to get $50 off.
Absolutely.
I got something I want to ask you about. People are going to say, she didn't come and pick up my trash last week because of the snow. I'm not paying her. I'm not paying for 4 services
I'm glad
when
you
I only
brought that
got
up.
3.
Can I get a credit?
Yeah, can I get a credit?
Now listen, if I could not come down your road, and you saw one of my customers had to pull me up their hill, their private lane, because we got stuck on the ice.
Right.
I'm sorry, folks, but it's not worth risking somebody's life, risking the equipment. We will come back the next week, which we did. We worked overtime last week to accommodate there were 30 customers that we ended up having to go back.
Well, I think most logical people understand that. But what I'm baffled at is why they think they should get a credit, because the trash is still there. You're still coming to pick it up.
Thank you.
So
are you still doing the same amount of trips? That's what so like you're not just getting rid of one. You're still making the rounds.
The fees of the landfill are the thing.
Right. No, that's what I'm getting at. So like
if you set your trash out last week and it snows a blizzard, your trash is still there. So when I come the second week, I'm still picking up. Why would you get a credit?
That's true. I get it.
It's a good value for them, but what are you going to have everybody saying? Well, I don't need trash service every week. I'll take it every other week. Right. And they don't want to pay for it.
My mind is full of all the things, because I said it is just mind-boggling, some of the things that come across. We bend over backwards for people, and I'm going to tell you, if you're on a private lane, or especially if you're a valet customer or curbside customer, and let's say you forget, people have circumstances going on. They could have had a surgery, had a baby, blah, 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 whatever, had a death in the family. Their trash is still sitting up by the garage. You know what? My guys get out, because that's what I enforce. Get out of the truck, you get 2 hall passes.
Yeah.
Now, if we continue to come week after week after week, you're taking my kindness for weakness, and we will impose a valet fee. We'll call you first. But you know what I'm saying?
I get it. No,
And we get great reviews from people that say, We get cards in the mail. Thank you for doing that. You know, I had surgery and I couldn't take it out.
That's funny because the first thing I thought, she can't make it here. I wonder if we're going to get a discount. And then I started thinking, well, I guess the trash is going to be there. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to stink because it's frozen. So probably I am going to have to pay her to haul it off. So rats.
Well, if you want to be a part of Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling, the weekly trash service that's taken Grafton by storm. I saw that yesterday. You got some love.
I've been reading about that. They love you up in Grafton.
They do. Paula's a great lady, though. Paula's a really nice lady at Enjoy Grafton. I love her. Her and Dan do a good job.
We had a blast.
That whole town does a good job. You know, they really... this is what frustrates me. You know, all these towns around here, they can't get along if their life depended on it. And Grafton just shows you time and time again what being a community has been putting on these events. And all those businesses come together. All those people. It's really cool.
And we did that.
Yeah, you were
the
there.
Christmas winter lights.
I love that commercial. That's Denise Sparks. I love that when you covered it. That's what I like about you guys so much. You cover the small hometown events. You know, nobody else does that.
That's what it's all about.
Oh, man.
That's what it's all about.
It's just like we all do sometimes thankless jobs, but somebody's got to do them.
Yeah, I know that sometimes that has to get you down and stuff, but you'd be surprised at how many people that know of you and listen to you and the influence that you have on them. And not just that, they think, man, that guy's pretty smart. He knows a lot of shit, you know?
Well, no, I'm a drug dealer.
Yeah, and a drug dealer to boot.
What an idiot. I'm still frustrated.
I always hear nothing but good things
Thank
about
you very much.
Yeah, I do too.
I
do too, man.
And same with Denise Sparks.
And same with Rusty.
And I'll let you know, I texted Chris Flusher last night.
I know. Do you know how I know? Guess who got a text right away?
Did you go? I said, hey, you don't want no surprises tomorrow. I'm going on the air. So you better get a hold of CJ.
You know what I will say? I think they're doing a really good job to start out with over there at the county board. It just seems like it's really professional.
Listen, I met with Chris Slusher, Representative Amy Ellick, and Senator Harris after the holiday, and Chris said he's going to make people accountable.
Yeah,
I believe him.
Yeah,
I believe him.
I do.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that word.
That's what got me in trouble the last time.
I love the people over there. It's just the bureaucracy of the government.
Right. That in general is terrible.
Chris DeCliff is a wonderful guy. Chris Flusher, they're all wonderful people.
That's good that you bring that up, too, because I think that's a disconnect in our society, too, where they think because we don't like the job of the way someone's doing their job, we don't like the person.
No.
And that's so not true.
No.
It's like this new mentality of we can't disagree, we can't criticize anymore without hating.
Chris has always been nice to me.
He's a wonderful man. So it's like, that's good. And I'm not, in my opinion, out of the way.
He's just trying to do his job. And he has people over him, and he's doing what he's told.
Yeah, and I'm doing what I have to do.
Right,
exactly.
Hey, sometimes you all have to agree to disagree.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I have that song on here. I actually opened with it. I figured what better way to start talking trash with we just disagree.
There you go.
Because there ain't no good guy, there ain't no bad guy, but Denise Sparks is the consistent guy that'll be there for you when you need her the most, and she'll keep your environment very, very clean. Also, how is your warehouse doing over there?
Awesome. It just got completed.
Did you complete the drive-thru?
And yes, you can drive through anytime you want. Oh, the actual hole in the wall. Yeah.
It was a homemade drive-thru, wasn't it?
You know the building behind me got hit right after.
That's
recently.
So thank you. I thought that was your building again. I was like, that is like, I swear that's right where Denise's place is.
If they plan on hitting the fence, I've got news for you. Those big steel dumpsters in there, we're going to stop them real quick.
Do you have the reclaimed furniture still down there for people that are interested?
Actually, I want to put a plug in if I can for SIUE. They contacted me, and I also do a lot of work with Faith Ministry. Michelle Babs, I think. Okay. She's affiliated with like 22 nonprofit organizations. So if I send her pictures of furniture, you know, she posts it to all these organizations, but SIUE contacted me, and they said, would you like to be involved with their international students that they come over here and, you know, they don't have anything. So yesterday, we were given the opportunity to, 2 students showed up from Nepal, couldn't speak English very well, But we donated a desk and also a kitchen table and chairs for them.
I've got a trash tool and some plastic bags. They can come out there. You can show them. We can start them off right. You know, there's SIU has got the diversity club. They have a section adopted out there. They'd be perfect for them.
That you have been riding them forever.
Yes,
Rusty is so mad about the diversity club, and I was
Because
like,
they
you
won't
guys
do
better
anything.
start picking up that
That's
trash.
right.
You adopted the
Why
highway.
aren't they doing it?
Because they live in other countries, I guess. I don't know.
Well, no,
You don't have to speak English to
No,
pick up trash.
it's not that. It's not that at all. It's just because they're a
looks
new
good on their
group all the
resume.
time, and the club changes all the time. And I think they forgot that they own the stretch of road. I don't think they realize it.
Yeah, they don't promote it as heavily as they should.
I truly think
that
that's
area
the
there
disconnect.
needs to be cleaned up about once a month, and they may be looking at maybe about 2 or 3 times a year, if that.
Yeah, I told Rusty the last time I went by there, it was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to war with IDOT. I go to war with everybody. I'm not always mad. Believe me, I'm not always mad. It's just that some days I get on this show and CJ just does it to me.
Listen, are you looking to get rid of that? Or wait, hold on before I do that. Anything else going on at Sparks Junk Removal?
Drive through and drop off your trash.
Oh, really?
How does that work?
We have dumpster
Wait, so
available.
no, that's a great thing for
we
people.
have a dumpster available at the back door. There are
Free?
a lot of... No. Unfortunately, no, there's a fee. But you have contractors or you have homeowners that they want to get rid of a mattress, or they don't want to go sit and pay gate rate for one item at the landfill.
What is a truckload at the landfill? If you take a pickup truck to go, I think it's about $80 or something.
Oh no.
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 Is it, what do you charge for a truckload? If somebody brings a truckload, how do you work that?
Honestly, it depends. If you come in
Pickup
with
truck.
a truckload
Pickup
of
truck.
plaster, you're going to pay a bit more. Or fence posts with concrete. The minimum's usually anywhere between $85 to $100.
To drop trash? Are you serious?
Yeah. Because I want to offer a service that's
I get
affordable
it.
to people.
Gosh,
See, that's why I was.
But if you come in with like a big sectional, big, bulky furniture, unfortunately, you're going to pay a little bit more.
We have to. It makes sense.
That's why I was pushing.
Or we can come curbside and pick it up.
Yeah, to get some type of assistance for low-income people, because oftentimes they're just taking that and dumping it out in the county roads.
Well, and they have nowhere to go. Yeah,
they
that's
can't
true.
afford to go to the landfill.
You know, I push all the services that we offer, but all the time I'm trying to offer something new. And the drive
brilliant.
in, drive up to the dumpster, chuck it over there. And we're open
good.
We're open Monday through Friday, 7 to 3:30. When it gets warmer, we'll probably do a couple Saturdays a month.
You know, in the summertime, especially, because sometimes you have family outing and stuff. You get overloaded with trash, and you can't wait for it to get there next week. You know,
Yeah,
it
that's
starts
true.
getting
Smelly
hot.
beer bottles.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, there's nothing worse than a 2-day-old Coors Light. Oh, there is nothing worse than that.
I found the craziest item yesterday. I was out there picking up trash.
I could only imagine
a full gallon of milk frozen.
Oh.
So, a full gallon of milk. I thought, I'll just bust it open and dump it. As soon as I did that, mother of God, that thing stunk terrible.
God dang. That's awesome. With that being said,
No, it's not, but it is unusual. I don't find full gallons of milk out there very often frozen.
I don't want to name any names or bring up anything.
Oh, name names. We like it when you do that.
But, I've been trying feverishly to start this cardboard program for people that have... I'm trying to keep as much out of the landfill as I can.
Yeah.
Why can't we name names? Because they're in trouble. I filed a claim with them.
I know you do it.
Yeah, Royal Oaks.
Who is that?
They were very... I went and visited
Who are they?
They're a recycling plant in Wood River.
off of the berm.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was contacted and asked what we could do as far as getting the EPA involved in them, because their area was polluted. It's terrible down there where they were. So I contacted the EPA. EPA went out. Next thing I know, Denise is trying to do business with them or something.
I didn't know it. No, I didn't know any of this. I went down. Rusty didn't inform me. I went down there. Yeah, I went down there and they were very nice to me. The dispatcher was there. He showed me the facility. It was clean out back.
They're being fined every day.
And so
they were getting fined every day.
So
by
a
the city of
sales
Wood River.
rep reached out to me out of state, and he was not very nice to me. He gave me every reason, and I'm like, what is the issue? And then he proceeded to say this city of
Wood River
was not very pleasant to work with. So I knew to call him.
Yeah, they are not very pleasant. I'll tell you how unpleasant they are to work with. Brad Wells, the police chief, called the landfill because they're switching the routes on those trucks going through the Wood River. So he contacted the landfills that they will not like coming through Wood River. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what happens.
Well, and we'll just see what happens on that front.
That's interesting. They were charging them. They were finding them on a daily basis until they cleaned up that Royal Oaks.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
That's what they should do.
100%.
And like
And
Brad
the
Wells
EPA
said,
hasn't even got involved yet.
Oh, see, good for Wood River then for stepping up before the
that
federal
was
government
Brad Wells
does.
and the
I like
city
that.
attorney. The city attorney and Brad Wells going after it.
Very good work. All right, now with that being said, Denise Sparks, what can I not throw away in that dumpster?
hazardous items, explosives, oil, gas.
Can I throw cardboard in there?
A body.
What were you going to talk about?
Can I throw
recycling? Something about you said you were going to say something.
Do we need to? Can I recycle cardboard?
Yeah.
Can I put the cardboard in your dumpster?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
So just so our viewers know,
hello, viewers.
There are two definitions that they charge me for at the landfill. It's called C&D, which is like construction and demo debris, or MSW, which is municipal solid waste. So what we have started at Sparks is separating those two.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I go into the landfill, doesn't matter if I bring in C&D or MSW. It's all dumped in the same spot.
Same location.
Same spot. That's amazing.
But I'm taking the time to separate it to save my costs.
Yep.
Yeah, and where I live down
That's
in
insane.
Wanda, Roxana mailing address, because Roxana is a little different. They have city, but in Wanda, unincorporated area, the big box trash company comes, and I could put a nuclear reactor, a tire, and a garbage can sitting out there, and it all goes in the trash can, and it goes to the landfill. I swear to God. I swear to God. Yeah.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it's true. I
appreciated so much when I was cleaning out my garbage the fact that I can get rid of all those paint cans and everything else in there. But that doesn't happen with this lady. You can't do that.
Speaking about explosives, I don't know if you read years ago in the Telegraph when I used to be down at my old building behind Fast Eddie's, many years ago, probably 20 years ago. So we had cleaned out a house, and I had found this metal pointy thing. I didn't know what it was. I threw it in the back of my truck. Drove around. My stepdad looks back in there, and he goes, "Holy, what? What do you have it? My God, do you know what that is?" It was like a, what do you call them? Nuke?
A bomb?
Yeah.
A bomb? Little
So
missile?
I had to call Alton PD. They came over and looked at it. It was 10 o'clock at night. They had to call SIUE. They have a bomb division or somebody from SIUE.
The bomb squad. Yeah.
They weren't happy because they had to come out at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And they took it over across in the field from the police department in Alton, and they detonated it.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how lucky I could have been
You could have
blown to
blown
smithereens?
You could have been. So thank God you aren't. Because
So you can't throw those kind of items.
Please don't.
Or please don't throw cell phone batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Don't throw cigarettes in there, that may...
Unless you're down in Wanda.
There you go. Hey, if you have a hot tub that's been around since Bill Clinton's administration, it's falling apart, and your neighbor's getting ready to report you to the city, you got to call Denise Sparks at 618-781-1407. But if you want to start your weekly trash service with somebody who cares and is
We
local...
have a trash line.
We do. And that number is 618-433-1128, or you can just go to sparksjunkremoval.net and reclaim your space today. Well, we made it, folks. Nobody's charging into the studio.
We didn't get thrown out.
No one's grabbing the hook out and pulling us out.
No bad comments.
Oh, except for the one that hates that I'm just a drug dealer.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We got a rehab program lined up for you. Hey, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you.
I love it, man.
I was just going to say, where'd you get that?
Every episode I see on here, I just think, look, there's that sign. I get such a kick out of it. And I love it because it's just a community note that you care.
I do, man. I really do. And thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me an hour in the
It's always
studio.
a pleasure. I want to come back again.
We got to do talk and trash more.
She's bogarting all my time.
We got to do talk. You're keeping Rusty in line. We'll be back with more Daily Show for top of the hour news next.
always a pleasure. I want to come.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh-made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Top of the hour news now at 10:05. Just a quick news brief for you. Here's what you need to know. Jersey County Treasurer Katie Abbey is currently under investigation for alleged misappropriation of public funds. The investigation began in late summer of 2024 after the Jersey County Sheriff received allegations of misconduct, prompting the involvement of an outside law enforcement agency. And forensic examiner, Jersey County Board Chairman Gary Kruger, confirmed that public funds appear to be missing, but a final tally is still pending. Abbey has been absent from office since October of last year following personal leave. The county navigating the situation cautiously to avoid legal complications while ensuring transparency. Also, in the news today, coming up in just a few hours, the first Block Party for Good of 2025 is taking place this afternoon, 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. at what's now called Social Square, adjacent to Morningstar Baptist Church in Alton. Attendees can receive free groceries, a hot meal, and health screenings. John Michael, the president of Food is Love, emphasized that the event fosters community connections and hope, aiming to provide access to nutritious food and support. The monthly initiative, supported by local organizations, seeks to surpass last year's success of over 1,000 meals served and 2,000 families that were helped. Volunteers and donors make this event possible. And finally, in the news today, High Point Drive-In is set to host a fundraiser on January the 30th to support the overnight warming locations that provide shelter during the brutal cold winter nights. Located at 6147 Trace Parkway Drive in Edwardsville, the restaurant will donate 15% of customers' checks to the cause. Online orders using the code fundraiser will contribute as well. The boost donations to 20%. Patrons can also mention the overnight warming locations. The event showcases High Point's commitment to community involvement along with other charitable initiatives. Also, Burger Boy will be engaged with the community by leaving hidden gift cards around the area. How about that? And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this Friday morning. Let's take a quick check at weather. It's cold. Not really fun out there. It's 13 degrees. It feels like 18 today. Chilly with clouds and sun. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Air quality at moderate levels today. Clocking in at 55. And for temperatures, well, hopefully they double up today. I'm starting to get nervous here. They're claiming that we're going to see 30 degrees today, but we shall see. Temperatures drop to 24 overnight. On Saturday, a high of 45, a low of 23 degrees. And on Sunday, partly sunny skies, a high of 33, a low of 20. And on Monday, a high of 47, a low of 30 degrees. On Tuesday, a high of almost 50 and a low of 30. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. 13 degrees in downtown Alton. It feels like 18 out there for time and temperature. They're out today. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. While I have you, craving barbecue done right, you got to head to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, where every bite is a smoky slice of heaven. How about that? From tender pulled pork to juicy brisket, and of course those legendary ribs, Carver's knows how to bring bold flavors to the table. And don't forget to try their barbecue nachos, loaded with pulled pork, chicken, or brisket smothered in cheese, topped with all the fixins. Stop by 2716 Groveland today in Godfrey, or visit Carver's Barbecue online. That's carversbbq.com. Place your order today for your own lunch order, or why don't you make it a big family meal? You know what I'm saying? Courtesy of your local food dealer. 1008 carversbbq.com, and don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. A quick look at downtown Alton. More Daily Show next.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise, and I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Now I've been one more correspondent, and I've been too hard to find, but it doesn't.
Oh no, another bad headache? Yeah. Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros.
At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you at 10:12. Little bit of change. The current deputy city clerk for Alton, Lauren Wilson. How are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm hanging in there. It's kind of cold.
Yeah. I'm ready for it all to melt. Hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
Well, by April 1st, it should be warmer.
Yes. It's election day is April 1st, April Fool's Day. It is not a joke.
I know. I keep asking if we can change it.
I know. It just happened to fall that way.
Well, you're running for city clerk this time around the horn.
I am. I've been a deputy for 4 years, so I came in as a deputy. I'm the current deputy. I'm a people person. So first and foremost, I want people to know that, you know, when people are electing people, we are public servants. I don't like to use the term politician. I'm a public servant. You're putting me in a position to do for the public, and that's what I'm there to do. You know, I've been the deputy clerk for almost 4 years. I was acting clerk for a little bit more than half of that. I really know this job, and I'm happy to do it, and I want to do it. So I want people to know that, you know, what the city clerk office does too. You know, it's hard to know what every office is in charge of down there. True. Like, people come in, they think we do Social Security, you know, because we're in charge of birth and death certificates there. So it's hard to know kind of where to navigate. And it seems to be like we're kind of the first office. So we're happy to direct people to where they go. And I also wanted to talk about our website, because I think our website is really good. It's very user-friendly. You can get all kinds of forms on there. You can pay tickets. You know, you can find out directly who you need to talk to. There's numbers. And anybody who's listening who has questions for me can find me under the, you know, Department of City Clerk, my number and my email.
Really cool. So, you know, how did you step into the deputy role? Let's start there.
Okay, so Mary Bolds was the city clerk for 30 plus years, and she happened to retire as her deputy retired 4 years ago. So we kind of had a whole new office. Cheryl Engel was elected. She appointed me to be her deputy. It's been a great learning experience. That's kind of how I got there.
Yeah.
We've had kind of a different 4 years, because you know, there's been you know, I've stepped in as acting clerk, and she's come back. So it's our boundaries have been a little hairy, but it's been a good 4 years.
Well, you need an efficient clerk's office to have an efficient city, and I think that that's something that people don't necessarily realize, because you're right, folks 9 times out of 10 don't know the true functions of each office. They're just going to stop in and see, well, the clerk's office or treasurer, I need to go here.
Sure.
So it's really important to talk about that, and it seems like to be efficient is really the best way for a city to succeed, and it starts in the clerk's office.
Well, it's you know, all business comes in the clerk's office.
Yeah.
You know, it starts out at those meetings as resolutions, whether it's a contract or an easement or a deed or an agreement. We put the meetings together, and then we get all of those back. So we're preserving city files from, we have files in our vault from 1920.
Right.
So we're preserving all that. And it's important to be efficient and to have, good organizational skills. So then in 50 years, the new clerk can find all, I'm still pulling contracts from the 70s. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's important because you never know when that's going to come up in a conversation about a particular ordinance or a particular proposal that's going on. It's very important stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's very important, and I really take it seriously. I'm a very organized person by nature. It's just who I am. I come from a long line of worker bees, and I'm just a worker bee.
Yeah, well, a couple of years in, you were acting deputy or clerk for a couple of years.
Right.
While you're the deputy. You had to fill in. Was it in that time period that you thought, maybe I could do this? What led to the decision of I think I'm going to run?
I've done a lot of the work there throughout the 4 years, and I had 2 jobs simultaneously. I was doing the clerk job and the deputy job at one time.
Wow.
And so I got really good at it. I taught myself. I learned how to do the job. I've been doing the job. And not only do I want to do it for 4 years, I want to do it for 24 years. I grew up in Alton. I've been here my whole life. I graduated from Marquette. I earned a bachelor's degree at Missouri Baptist. I have 2 young kids. They go to St. Mary's. I would love to stay in a little circle of Alton until I retire.
Right.
Essentially. My mom worked for the mayor for a long time when I was a kid. I like people and I like to help, and it's a perfect job for me.
What do you encounter in the clerk's office any given day?
So we do a lot of birth and death. Anybody who passes in Alton, anybody who's born in Alton, we certify all those records.
Mm-hmm.
We get everything ready for the meetings. We have bi-monthly council and committee meetings, and that's where the real government happens. So essentially, the clerk is the liaison between the public body and the local government. No, we're not running policy. We're not enforcing anything. We are the record keeper. We're keeping records. We're filing them. We're getting signatures. The city clerk is she holds the city seal.
Yeah.
We hold all those contracts. All voter registration, all local election. The city clerk is that professional there that runs all those things. We do a ton of stuff in the clerk's office. Let's see. I wrote some stuff down because I knew, it's so hard to remember.
Well, no,
everything.
and I don't mean to put you on the spot with just what does the job entail, but, just a typical day, I think it's important, especially just not even talking about why you should be elected or why people should vote for you, but you have encountered a lot. The clerk's office is a very diverse place. It has a lot, and I've seen it personally.
100%. And we still have, they don't make phone books anymore. We still have people calling us for numbers and things like that. And we're happy to help. People of an older generation, it's hard to turn the page on, go to the internet and do this and do that. So we still mail out. We still type on typewriters in the clerk's office. We have to keep, there's state and municipal and federal laws that have to be done there. We've got big giant books of ordinances from the beginning of time. It's a very there's a lot of work to be done, and it takes a lot of efficiency and time management and organization.
Absolutely. During your time as the deputy clerk, what were you able to kind of see through the end and as your time as acting too?
Yeah, so I've put in over 20 plus years of birth records just from our vault, just to digitize them. I can't sit still. I'm not a scrolling on the phone kind of girl. I like to go to work and I like to work. I've created a book of easements, so it's easily found when I need to look up our deeds, where's Rock Springs deeds for whatever reason. There's so much history in that office, and it needs to be preserved in the right manner and then filed so others, if something were to happen, others could come in and find those documents. Not only on top of all that, but the city clerk also is in charge of the building. So the maintenance, and we have a beautiful old building, lots of things to work with. Thank goodness we have a maintenance supervisor who's the hands-on. But that's just another role of the city clerk.
Well, and it's just all fascinating, though, for folks that maybe wanted to learn a little bit more about the role at large that necessarily don't. And going forward, the digitization aspect, I feel like, is the most important thing. And it's not because it's one of your campaign or what you're talking about here.
Sure.
It's just Lacey McDonald, who's from Hainer. She joins us once a week, and out of the digitization they've done over there, it's preserved literally hundreds of years of history.
Absolutely. And the Hainer Library, when we can't find something, we're,
I bet you
or
do.
somebody
Yeah.
comes in with a picture and says, do you know when this was taken? Or we're like, if we can't find it or if we're not sure, you might want to go down to Hainer. I mean,
Right.
we only have the best library in the country.
Right.
That's preserved years and years of historical facts.
Well, and it's just going back to that digitization, though. Is that something you want to do more of it as the city clerk? Can you do more of it?
I think so. I think there are different programs that we can use to really make sure that all of our documents are safe.
Mm-hmm.
We still use the state computer, which they're all digital, but sometimes technology goes out, and we still have to look up birth records.
Right.
So we have to go into our vault and pull
Gotcha.
them. We still have every ordinance and resolution that ever has been passed in the city of Alton is still on paper in our vault.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's really incredible to look at those documents, but I think it's important to have both.
Yeah, I get it. No, I do too, because you're right. If something crashes, you would like to have an actual copy for backup, because you never know.
Sure.
What are you looking to do in the next couple? If let's say you're elected April 1st, what would you like to institute in the clerk's office? Has there been something on your mind?
Not really. I like to make everything tight. And there's been a question in the last couple of years about passports.
Yeah.
Everybody, it comes to us and says, I need my birth certificate for a passport. I need to get a passport. So maybe looking forward, times are changing.
Yeah.
And if we can make it easy, because everybody comes to us for a birth certificate because they need a passport. So maybe looking at getting that option in the clerk's office. I don't think it would be much. And our IT, shout out Jarvis Schwope, is great. And he's always looking to improve and really make things easier for people coming in.
100%. And we'll talk about the website and some things that the ease of access for some of the people. And I'd love to come back and chat with more of what we're looking at and some of the different work that you've done as deputy clerk. You stay there. We'll stay here on RiverBender.com. It's 10:22. More Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com. I'm telling you, the best part of this show happens during a commercial break every time. If I really turned on that camera, man, we'd have millions of viewers. Back with Lauren Wilson. She is the deputy clerk for the city of Alton and a candidate for the city clerk role coming April 1st.
Yeah.
And getting back to it, you had it seems like a really strong turnout last night, just from pictures that I saw circulating on social media.
It feels really good to have the support of community, not only community but neighbors, like people that I've talked to just through this process, friends and family, of course. But yeah, I feel like last night went well, and I was happy with the turnout, and I really want people to just understand what the clerk's office does, understand that no matter who you vote for, just vote.
Yeah.
This is important. This is your streets. This is your city. This is the people you're putting in position to make decisions, and just vote.
Right. Well, and that's the biggest thing. People always kind of get mad at me because they go, "Oh, you make innuendos." No, I don't. I just tell you to vote. Vote your conscience.
Please,
just vote. I don't care.
Yes. And it's important. If you don't like what's going on, or if you don't know, go to the City of Alton website. There's every meeting. There's all the minutes. There, if you don't know, you can figure out and start to know.
Well, and you spoke on the website a little bit earlier, and take us through how folks can maybe navigate some of the clerk's office, tasks there.
So our website's really great. You go on the homepage, you go under departments, you can find every department and kind of what they offer online. Most of our calls and our inquiries are about birth certificates. We have people move to Texas, they need a passport. We're happy to help in that way, and there's a lot of that online. But there is
this.
If you go to residences and you go down to elected official, or I'm sorry, well, if There usually, CJ, there's some icons on the left-hand side.
Yeah, right here.
If you find that, I think it's a folder.
Right here.
Agenda and minutes. There's agendas and minutes you can read for the last 5 years.
Yeah, and here's the elected official site that you were talking about, too.
Yeah, and there's names, there's numbers. We also, another thing that we do in the clerk's office is we connect our public with their alderman. Your sidewalk's broken,
right?
Or your curb's falling off. You call the clerk's office. Where do you live? Start with your alderman. Right. We kind of just start. We point people in the right direction, and we're happy to do that.
It's so important too because an efficient. Well, it goes back to what I said. An efficient clerk's office is an efficient city because that's where a lot of these quarrels and these kind of these matches start because you have someone that maybe thinks they can't get a hold of an alderman or alderwoman because of some reason. But, it's because they aren't, I don't want to say informed, but they don't know that this information is on the site. You can find anyone's phone number there. You can call the clerk's office.
Yeah, and we're happy to, we have a great set of aldermen. They're very happy to help.
Yeah.
So, we got their number. We know where they're at.
Well, and that's a really important note too. And going forward, what do you want people to know about your campaign the most?
So I'm a worker. I'm gonna be there. I want to be there not only for 4 years, but maybe the next 24 years. I'm not in this just for now. I'm in this for the long haul. You can go to my website. It's wilsonforclerk.com. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit more of just about me. I'm a 5th generation Altonian. I come from here. My kids go to St. Mary's. I live, in Christian Hill. I want to be here. I want to work for the city. If you come in the clerk's office, you will see me smiling. I promise. Most of the time, and there's a lot that goes into city business, and it's not always fun, and it's not always pretty. But if I don't know, I will find you the answer.
Really cool. And Lauren, if people want to sign up for yard signs or any of that, can they do that on your website too?
Yes, that's all on my website. There's a link to Facebook. And if you have any questions or anything, you can always email me. My website or my email address is on our city website. It is lwilson@cityofaltonil.gov.
And are you going to be participating in the forum as well?
Absolutely.
And that's February 4th. If you can't make it to the Easton Forum, you can watch it here on RiverBender.com. We'll be bringing you that coverage as well. Lauren, best of luck as April gets closer. You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks so much.
More information, wilsonforclerk.com. We'll take a quick break. St. Ambrose, well, they join us next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'll be over the edge now in no time at all. I'm falling faster and faster and faster with no time to stall. The closer you get, the further I fall.
Welcome back, Daily Show. We were running out of music to play. That's why I had to get on the mic quick. The principal of St. Ambrose, Robert Baird. How are we doing today, sir?
Well, thank you, CJ.
And, always love talking about St. Ambrose. And I never went to school at St. Ambrose, but I had so many friends that did, and being a part of Apple Fest and going in and just seeing what you guys generate for the community. And that's a lot of love. That's a lot of community support, but also a lot of really great faith-based learning that's going on at St. Ambrose School.
Sure, absolutely. That's, those folks that that are graduates of St. Ambrose, that is the tradition that they experienced and, took into their lives. And that's what we know that our students continue to experience. And as they graduate and go on, and take with them in their lives. And of course, that's what we're doing at St. Ambrose. We're, preparing people, to be the best versions of themselves they could be. Of course, using, the Lord and Savior as our example, Jesus Christ, but also, of course, then to prepare them for everything else too. Obviously, first and foremost, the academics, make them as strong and as prepared for their high school and, later college experiences we can be.
Yeah.
So, those are, that's the focus and the mission of Catholic education and certainly what we do at St. Ambrose.
Well, and there's been more and more of this conversation that's happening, nationally, but also here locally about what's education look like for our young children? What's it look like for our family? Because now there's new models popping up and there's different ways to do things. And, what's education look like in 10 years from a federal side? We probably don't know that, and we don't have a crystal ball. But parents are trying to find maybe that safe option, where they know, hey, from 8 to 4 or 8 to 3, when, Johnny's in school, he's safe, he's learning, and there's not anything that could derail him from that. And at St. Ambrose, you guys do that time and time again.
Right, and that's our priorities. So, a lot of ways education at St. Ambrose has modernized, has changed, has updated over the years, but there's still a lot of what we do that is tradition and the things that people who were there 30, 40 years ago would kind of feel that that's still the same kind of sentiment. And so those are things that I would, identify, obviously, again, being that we are a Catholic school and a faith-based school, the example of our Lord and following that and living our lives like that. But also, with that, how do they interact with one another? Certainly, obviously, with students and with adults, and again, working to help them be the best versions of themselves they can be. But again, that focus on academics.
Well, I love it, man. It's so important because, the best version of yourself, and this is where I always give credit to my private school education, my Catholic school education, because I am one of the hardest critics of my, people always go, man, nothing really bothers you, except for the one comment today where they kind of insinuated I was doing something else for my side hustle. But I never really let things bother me because I'm my own harshest critic. I want to be the better person for myself and for God each and every day. And I learned that as a young age from that type of structured learning environment. And it's not like it works for everybody, but for me, without that, I don't know where I'd be.
Sure.
Well, and with that being said, how long have you been principal at St. Ambrose?
So I've been at St. Ambrose for 5 years. Prior to that, I was 8 years the assistant principal at Marquette Catholic here in town. So.
No, have you ever been on radio?
A few times with Mark Ellebrock.
I'm telling you, you got the voice to hold the own show, man. I love the radio voice on you.
Well, thank you.
I just got to throw it out there.
It's a principal voice, so I think either you're, as a principal and educator, you're born with it, or you're gonna have to find it. I'm
getting text. He has a golden voice was one of them that came through the text line. I love it.
I fooled someone here locally, so thanks, CJ.
Well, and open house set for February the 2nd, 11:30 to 2. This is where you get that chance to really see what St. Ambrose is all about. And, give me the sights and sounds of this. What can we expect?
So at open house, obviously our doors are open so that the parents can see our campus, our facility, but also most importantly, I want them to meet our teachers. Obviously I'm the principal. I'm one of the faces of St. Ambrose, but I'd like for them to see the other faces of St. Ambrose beyond my own. The beautiful shining faces of our faculty.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are obviously there showing the love to the kids, providing them the instruction, and really that, direction throughout the day and throughout their years. So I want the parents to meet them, again, see the facility, certainly obviously have an opportunity to ask questions, provide a tour, but just get a little sense of who we are. I think one of the best ways for parents to get a sense of who we are is to schedule a tour during a school day when you can kind of walk around and
That's
get a feel.
What I really like
too.
Yeah.
I encourage that parents can do that anytime. My email's listed on our school website. So tours are available, almost 365 days a year, just a few exceptions. So reach out to us there. But you mentioned a few minutes ago, those parents in making choices in schooling and education in today's world. What is it at St. Ambrose that we're doing? Well, our focus, again, is certainly on our faith first and foremost, provide them those many opportunities to grow and connect with the Lord. But then, again, it's those academics. And so what are we working on there? Updating curriculum has been a focus over the last couple of years, and we're at that point where everything has been updated. Ensuring that our students, again, are having success in high school, and so monitoring that and adjusting for that as needed. We're very fortunate that our students continue to, I hate to say it this way, but rock the world, so to speak, into high schools, and most of our kids end up at Alton High or Marquette. And so looking at the information that's being provided there, we have an excellent representation in National Honor Society, Illinois State Scholars, the local Rotary Club, Students of the Month, and certainly a larger representation of what St. Ambrose's numbers are in those populations. So we look at standardized test scores. The last 3 test cycles, we've really, again, for lack of a better term, kind of rocked it, so to speak. We're now exceeding both national averages, but we're so proud that we're now exceeding our fellow Catholic schools in the Diocese of Springfield. Right. Our averages in every class and every subject exceeded those in our last cycle, and it's really the last 3 cycles have been trending that way.
Well, and that's so important you bring that up too. And it's not, it's not just the way that you guys teach, or not just the paperwork that's in front of the kiddos and the worksheets, but it's also the way that you get them to critically think in the learning environment, in that private learning environment. That it's, to me, a little bit different than public education, just from my takeaways, because I always tell the story. I started public school at 5th grade. I was a terrible public school student because I got cocky. I was, ahead of the class. I had straight A's for the entire year in every class except for one quarter our progress report where I had a B+. And so it wasn't because I was quote unquote smarter. It was because, some of the information I had already learned in years past, but it was because of the critical thinking steps and the problem-solving applications that I was taught in the ways of that private learning environment, and I've heard no different than at St. Ambrose.
Sure, that's a huge part of what we do. I think, obviously, class sizes certainly play a role
100%.
I think another important part of that is obviously parent and family involvement. Not that it's not there in other places, but, in our environment, it's pretty close to 100% as far as parent and family environment. So all those pieces, the daily instruction, all that works together to provide a good environment for students to learn in. And so, again, the indicators are there. You mentioned earlier something that is really important for us at St. Ambrose, which is safety and security.
It's huge.
And of course, in today's world, that is, it has to be at the top of, if not priority 1 for parents when thinking about a school and a school environment. And we've really worked hard on that in the last few years. We've dedicated over $250,000 in money spent both through grants, through donations, through parishioners, as well as through some general funding to upgrade our facilities, and that's kind of an ongoing process. We've also developed a team of parents and connected community members at St. Ambrose, our safety and security team, who have kind of evaluated and kind of given us the things we should target, and then not just with physical improvements, but then updating processes and looking at how we're doing things. And so that's been a really huge asset to our community, and having those people look at what we do.
Well, and it's in a way that's not abrasive to the student either, because I don't know if just to further go into that, when I went into a couple of public schools, because I was just going around doing some rounds, if I was a student there, I would have a really hard time going in, because you got to walk through these metal detectors and all, and I get why you have to do it. I totally get the safety of it, and I'm so glad they do it. But it's still abrasive in so many ways. And I think it's a good point to make that, you aren't abrasive in that student's daily routine. You're keeping them safe without being right there, like Terminator too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a delicate balance in
the
modern world in 2025.
It's so huge.
We certainly use modern technologies at St. Ambrose to keep our kids safe, while at the same time, like you said, again, I think it's not just the pieces that are there as far as safety and security; it's the environment that overall is created. And again, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was going to let you, because you're stepping right into what I was going to ask you next.
And with our school, the fact that we have preschoolers all the way up through 8th graders, so we have the children, of all ages there.
Yep.
That environment, it's, it has a feeling of kind of like you would sense at all schools. 8th grade on down. So those youngest ones, of course, add their element, which is just, joy and innocence and sweetness. And so anytime there might be a challenging moment with a middle schooler, it's easy to just walk down to the kindergarten and preschool wing and just kind of get a smile and a laugh at the things that are going on down there, the learning that's happening, the fun interactions that are going on.
Well, and it's just, you hit on that environment again. And that's where I love that word environment, because it goes so much further than the word education, because you can only learn so much if you're in a bad environment. The walls are going to go up, and there's going to be things, but when you have this, student body, where I've seen it just at Applefest and these other public events, where you have students that are actively ready to volunteer their time away from their friends and do stuff for the school. I mean, families do the same thing, and to have that commitment, it shows you that something's working.
Right, exactly. And again, I think, it starts with family
Yeah.
and their priority to family values and involvement and connection. And then it certainly stems into the parish and school family, which are all one connected.
When does open enrollment start for you guys?
So, in most private parochial schools, open enrollment is
All the time.
theoretically a year round, given family situations, moves, and things that happen. But most of us focus during kind of late spring or mid to late spring. We're a March 1st through March 31st open enrollment period. And that will secure spots for upcoming years. Enrollments that happen after that, if there's not room in classes, would have to go on wait lists. And so, no guarantee there because, of course, teacher decisions, staff placements have to be made. And
Right.
So March is our open registration period.
And what am I reading here? Did you guys already fund the 40 already?
Yeah, so that was a wonderful. The last couple of years, we've had some kind of anonymous donors behind the scenes have wanted to help us with the Giving Tuesday themes,
Yeah.
and so last year helped us with our new reading and language arts curriculum, which was huge. That was one of our
Wow.
last big ones we needed updated. So a bunch of money was raised last year, and so this year the discussion was, what are we going to focus on? Well, we've got a really pressing need at St. Ambrose. The church roof is leaking and in need of repair, and of course, when you're talking about of that size, it's a massive expense,
Yeah.
and so. We landed on, we have this immediate need and this roof is going to have to be replaced. So let's put it out there to our parishioners and, friends and family of St. Ambrose. And boy, they came through in a big way. So we had an anonymous donor who gave a big chunk of that, but our goal was $40,000 to help fund a down payment, kind of the start of the roof. And we raised over $60,000.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's just, and see, that's the atmosphere, of that the supportive environment that you talk about so well, just on all aspects of the St. Ambrose umbrella. And I didn't realize that St. Ambrose was around 76 years for school. I didn't know that.
Yeah, been around a long time. So many generations now have come through St. Ambrose.
What's it mean to you to be the principal of a place that's been around this? Because it's different when, in my opinion, when it comes to this type of school, because you're built by families and the patrons and the parishioners, and there's a pride that goes into that, I'm sure.
Tremendous pride. And for me, a personal connection, and certainly my last two positions at Marquette. I'm a graduate of Marquette, so my 8 years there, I think I was probably more invested than some would be in some ways because of that connection. I was and am an explorer, as you can see my
I was good, yeah.
So there's that connection, but also the same thing goes with me at St. Ambrose. I grew up there. That was between there and St. Matthew's was my childhood parish, and so spent a lot of time there. Obviously, as a youth, never dreamed that I'd be the principal there one day. But of course, when I had that opportunity, I felt very blessed. And then assuming that role and accepting that role, I know that if I were ever to consider going to a public school position, I would, on a daily basis, do my best for those students, the personnel that I worked with, but it would have a different feeling than at a St. Ambrose or Marquette. I feel like I'm the owner, not that I'm profiting or that that's my goal, but that I have the responsibility that whatever hole needs to be filled, I'll fill, and whatever task needs to be done, I will find the person that will get that accomplished. So it's definitely a different feeling.
Well,
and
it's the passion.
Yes, and I think most, I wouldn't say all, but I think most that I've encountered within parochial and Catholic education have that same sense of purpose and mission.
Take me through some of the staff. You guys have had some staff that's been there for quite a bit too, and I think that's a very important note to make also.
It is. We have a veteran staff that are year in and year out providing quality education for the kids, and we're at the point now with some of them where they're there's maybe even some children or grandchildren who are coming back and seeing the same teacher, and so there's a couple that have been there. One of them, Stephanie Murphy, has been there since 1990. Miss Murphy's one of our shining stars. She doesn't like me mentioning her, but she is one of our shining stars. We have another one of our teachers who's been in Catholic education for 47 years. Again, she'll be mad at me that I'm mentioning this. Kathy Rose is a local legend in education, and Mrs. Rose has, again, many generations have had the fortune of being with her in the classroom. So she's with us. But again, we've got lots of other shining stars within our building who I would love for parents to meet. And
it's been a while. Is Miss Smith still there?
No, Mrs. Smith has moved on, but she's a tremendous one, and I got to work with Mrs. Smith at Marquette as well. So,
yeah, wonderful. Well, and getting back to the open house, it's Sunday, February the 2nd. You have about 2 weeks to get prepared. It's from 11:30 to 2 p.m. Do we need to register in advance?
No, doors will be opened. Obviously, come to the front door of the school. Teachers and staff will be available to meet and greet parents. And if you aren't available but are interested in St. Ambrose, like I mentioned earlier, tours are available almost 365 days a year. So reach out and we'll get that scheduled.
What else is coming down the pipeline for St. Ambrose? Anything?
There's always things in the works. Obviously, continued focus on updating and improving that curriculum. We're at the point where we feel like we're in a good place. Now it's monitoring and making the adjustments so that we're getting the most out of all those pieces. A continued focus on safety and security. There's more rounds of projects that are being identified and worked on. So those are kind of going to always be our focuses. And obviously, again, going back to the beginning, continue to provide the kids good opportunities and environment to grow in their faith.
And are you guys still looking for to fund the roof?
Well, so the first round of funding was kind of supposed to be the down payment. Right. There's some additional installation that we realize is going to have to be installed. So our number is going to be over $200,000. We're there on a portion of a down payment,
right.
But we've got a long way to go yet to get to the final number. It's what it's going to take.
Just a call to action to the community. If someone, it's happened on this show before, not this big, but if I get this big, I think I could retire happy. Honestly, this would be a win. If you guys are out there and want to help support St. Ambrose and really just keep the community that comes from multiple cities for their faith, and keep them going, and keep the roof brand new. When are you wanting to put it on?
The goal is obviously in 2025. It's a lengthy process. We're finalizing numbers with the contractors and obviously then signing, ordering materials. That's going to be a lengthy process.
How big is the square footage of that church?
I don't have the number off the top of my head, but it's big.
It's a massive.
It's a big roof. And so again, like I said, our number is going to exceed $200,000 most likely. And so, anyone that wants to contribute to that, obviously donations are tax deductible, given straight to St. Ambrose. So, obviously we'd appreciate anything from $1 to $1 million or anywhere in between. So
$2 million.
We'll put it aside for future roofs.
Catholic Schools Week's next week.
Yes, I wanted to mention that. That's a big week for St. Ambrose and for all Catholic schools. It's, a celebration of who we are, our mission, and, we all share the same mission. We go about it in a pretty similar way. And, so that's, what we're doing. There's dozens of activities. Some of the biggies next week are a rosary, a Eucharistic procession, adoration. Those are some of our most visible
really cool
demonstrations of our faith. But then we're going to have some fun activities too. Not that there's not fun there, but there's the different type of joy when celebrating worship.
Right.
But we got fun activities for the students scheduled, staff appreciation luncheon. Lots going on.
And then what is this? What is this about winning $10,000?
Well, so one of our big fundraisers throughout the year is the Cash Bash. So you mentioned Apple Fest. That's a fall time, one of our biggies there. And then when we get to winter and springtime, we're focused on the Cash Bash, which it's a cash raffle. So like many others do, there's a big pool, a $10,000 prize, but there's some other early bird drawings which are coming up here real soon, smaller prizes along the way. So it's one of our big fundraisers. So we encourage anyone who wants to take. It's a pretty, when you consider the odds, a good opportunity. Given I think 500 was the number of tickets.
Yeah.
Don't quote me if I was wrong on
that.
No,
it is. It's right.
500 is the number of tickets. So 1 in 500 if you buy one, or less if we don't quite sell them. The number will be guaranteed. The grand prize. So, but we want to get all 500 sold, of course.
This is really cool. And then coming down the pipeline too, just. Wanted to make sure that we hit on all of the facets here. When does your school year start for next year? So parents are just aware of that.
So we don't have that posted officially yet. So he's gonna put us on the spot. So I won't mention any names because I just spoke to some other principals. A target date many schools are looking at. Don't quote me anyone else that's talking about this.
You're hearing it here first, folks.
Probably the week of August 11th, with the middle of that week usually kind of like a Wednesday start date. Is what many schools approach. So Wednesday, August 13th. Seemed to be a very popular start date amongst local principals.
I like it. Well, you can get a taste of what's to come if you have never been a part of St. Ambrose, or maybe you just want a refresher because it's been a while since you've walked the halls and your little one's ready to start. Pre-K, preschool open house still that day too. Is it all levels?
Yep, all levels, all new families.
Okay,
so
really cool.
Family with middle schoolers moving into the area or into the parish, we'd certainly welcome them, but also the little ones too.
How do I find out more information, CJ? Well, let me fill you in. Go to this. I got this ahead of you. Look at this. I am on your website going straight through, and you can. I have it cropped, but there's an open house flyer that's on the left-hand side. You can see it just so we're on the screen. But what is that website?
Oh, so it's stambroseparish.org, which the parish is the mothership, of course, and then the school is just one component of that. So the school subpage is linked right there. And Mel Bechtold's one of our many volunteers. Shout out to Mel, who does a great job in updating that website and keeping us fresh.
You guys have a lot of great volunteers, like from we've talked about them, but just like Stephanie Monroe that reached out and said, "Hey, they're doing this," and Mel reached out. You guys have just a gauntlet of folks that that love this place.
Places like ours, it takes a village, and so lots of people that step up always could use more. Anyone else who's ready to work?
Good answer.
But yeah, those are two of our most tremendous volunteers, and we've got lots of others who help us make all the things happen that need to happen in St. Ambrose.
Well, is there anything else that we need to talk about for now that I'm forgetting?
No, I think we've mentioned all the highlights. Again, I would encourage anyone to pay us that visit at the open house or schedule the tour at any time, or any questions about anything, or like you mentioned, the alumni that you haven't been in there in a while in the area. We've got 10 minutes. Come back and see us and walk the halls.
And maybe you have a newborn and you were an alumni and you just need to refresh you on how great your schooling was.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It was great talking with you. You're welcome back anytime.
All
and
right,
I
thanks so much, CJ.
hope the open house goes well. And I hope someone writes a check for $200,000 today. I think that would be a great day.
That would be wonderful, yes.
You stay there. We'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. We're out of time for live reads, so I'll just have to get to those next week. Everyone thinks I'm like the president now because I got this huge binder, and all it is just scripts. I'm not that creative.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily. Man, my phone line's blowing up today. I did something right. We made it, and thank God it's Friday. That's all I'm saying, because man, oh man, people are getting to me today, folks. For the first time in a while, I'm starting to Get a little ornery. Hey, while I have you, since I can continue the trend of being a dealer, let me be a local library dealer and tell you about Hainer Library. Their library of things, ready for you to unlock anything that you need, from board games to outdoor ghost hunting equipment to can jam, you name it. At Hainer Library's library of things, it's for you. Plus, their seed library. Listen, the Hainer Library District is more than just books. It's your community hub for discovery and growth, and that's what I think's so vitally important. You know, Hainer Library joins us on the first and last Monday of each and every month, and Lacey joins us to fill us in on things that happened 100 years ago. You can borrow a game kit from the Library of Things. You can research your family tree in the genealogy and local history library. There's so much more that you can do, and you can even let your kids explore their imagination in the kids space. You can let your teenagers have a safe place to collaborate with others in their teen space. There's something for everyone, and it's all free with your Hainer Library card. You got to go to HainerLibrary.org, get your library card. Don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. I am out of time today. I will see you on Monday, and I hope that just the people that have the attitudes lately, I hope that you fix them, because it's really starting to drain the positive people around. On that note, have a great day. Try your best to stay out of jail.